as a fan myself. Like if I see them in this movie, I'm going to want them to do their thing.
Well, Jon M. I hate to open up old wounds, but you kind of didn't want Idina Menzel and Kristin Chenoweth to do their thing in the Wicked movie because you didn't cast them as Glinda and Elphaba in the movie.
Like they're at the top of their game right now.
It's going to come back, and apparently going to come back without Kristin and myself because we're too old.
They are there. You want them to do their thing.
I'm playing with you, John. Yeah, I'm not trying to take away from the excellent work that Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande did in the movie. Yeah, they're excellent. I just can't ignore the incredibly ironic phrasing that John used on the Real Blend podcast as he revealed how he and the producers debated which cameo roles to offer Idina and Kristin for the movie. One option they considered was Glinda's parents, who dropped their daughter off at school early in the movie, but those are non-singing parts.
They're not like some people who don't do it anymore.
Well, technically you did kind of tell them they're not playing those roles anymore in the movie. And Idina and Kristin told EW that when they first pitched the characters of wise women, the description for the characters was more than just wise.
What was the original? We both texted and she said, "Have you seen the description of us in the movie?" And it was like, it didn't say old decrepit. But it said something like that. But
I mean, I already said it was incredibly ironic that Universal Pictures dismissed Idina's idea to de-age them through CGI for the movie. And yet, when they wanted them for the movie, they actually wanted to age them.
Then we changed it and we said, no, we're not going to be those wise women.
I wasn't going to go there. Can't we just be beautiful fairy goddesses?
Goddesses.
Yeah. Goddesses. Yeah.
And that's what they were.
I know, we look like whirlwinds.
I made this pun several times, but yeah, they did shoot this entire sequence in one short day and night.
Just right now. Yeah. 2 takes, that's it.
Let's go!
And John revealed to Real Blend that it was one short wet night.
It's like pouring rain, and we have this giant canopy over the stage, but it's raining everywhere else. Our cameras are under, our Technicrane's under this canopy, and we're trying not to get them wet.
I'm so happy. I can't breathe, but I'm happy.
2, 1.
They have these beautiful outfits that if it gets wet a little bit, they're going to drag and change, and you have footsteps everywhere. So we're trying to keep everything dry so that you don't have footsteps and wetness. And but we had one night, and it was a magical night.
Now, while Kristin and Idina were listed as Wise Woman 1 and 2 on set, to keep this as under wraps as possible, in the credits for the film, they are listed as Wiz-O-Mania superstars.
Wiz-O-Mania was going to be this almost like it's a small world where you get into a boat and it takes you through the history of Oz, and it was going to be a performance that happens around them and all this stuff, and then send you back out to the Wizard's Palace.
John was going to create another visual spectacle for the exposition-heavy sequence.
We needed to set up what the show didn't have too much about that we had to do, was set up the Grimmery, why the wizard was here, what the prophecy is. Like, we had a lot of information to give.
But we don't need a Disney World-esque ride if we get Idina and Kristin.
We have this section anyway that's sort of outside of the narrative that we need to give. Maybe that's where you do it, so you can add a little sugar to the information.
That's like 3 birds, 1 stone. Yeah, so Steven Schwartz, the original lyricist for the Broadway production, rewrote the sequence for 2 wise women.
Stephen Schwartz wrote
they
it.
just asked us.
And I said, just make us look pretty.
Action.
We did it, and it was like so fun.
The first take was fabulous. We were perfect.
And Idina even got to do the ultimate thing. Now, when it came to editing the sequence, John says there was very front of mind to not showcase the 2 OGs too much.
We were the originals. Don't forget about us.
Because it might pull focus from the 2 actresses that you're trying to sell the audience on playing these roles of Elphaba and Glinda.
We debated it back and forth, like how much to give, how much to see them. Because plenty of shots where they bow, where they leave, where they wave goodbye, and like, how much is too much for the audience?
I don't think it was going to be possible to have too much for the Wicked audience. Like, I mean, I even thought watching the movie that I wanted them to be in a shot like waving goodbye. And he says that shot was there, but they decided not to include it because we fan service enough.
It was us first.
So we wavered back and forth a little bit and tried to find the right medium of that. I mean,
but yeah, all playful nudging aside, and there is a bit of contradiction going on here, but it all worked out in the end. Ariana and Cynthia were great. Idina and Kristin got a showcase. And most importantly for Universal, the film has made them $378 million and counting. Was Idina and Kristin's screen time enough for you? And I guess this is an appropriate point to just throw this random prediction out there. This is probably going to be wrong, but if I am right, I want to have documentation that I said this back, now. I'm predicting that as the Wiz-O-Mania superstars, Idina and Kristin will be part of For Good.
Who can say if I've been changed?
Is it like the beginning or something? Just a couple lines, not a 4-person duet. No, just like a couple lines at the beginning. Because they kind of prophesized Elphaba, so I think they're going to be part of it. That's my prediction. I think I'm going to be wrong, but I said it.
It was us first.